If you follow my advice, no problem. I'm on a pretty sweet winning streak right now, Kate.
Up, down, girl.
Yeah. Living in an uptown world. Yeah. What Ninja Turtle has the black mask? I'm Black Mask Ninja Turtle.
I'll not introduced.
Ah!
Tactical damage.
Tactical.
It was obviously all planned out. That was just him grunting was basically tactical grunt.
Yeah, tactical grunt.
Tactical grunt. Ah!
Yeah, I agree. Ah. It's a tricky room.
Ah!
Oh, tactical.
Tactical, ah!
Thanks for spoiling that you haven't lost the streak, scum. Maybe I lost that streak, I got another streak going.
Yeah.
What do you think about
scum.
that?
It was really funny. During the Capcom stream, people who are kind of not familiar with Twitch chat, not only they were kind of like, whose idea was to bring the chat in the freaking stream room?
Yeah.
I don't want to read the chat.
That was so good that like...
They were so mad at me.
I thought it would... No, I thought Jared asked.
No, I asked.
Yeah, and when you asked, I was like, man, I'm not sure if those people are going to want Twitch chat open the whole time. Like, sometimes Twitch chat can be a little mean. And then when the monitor showed up in the room, they were like, oh my god, who would even want Twitch chat, like, live while we're streaming?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I asked. And then they're like, well, I mean, I would like to get rid of it. And I'm like, but I would like to see the chat. And they're like, they're like, well, if you don't want to see the chat, then don't look at the monitor. And I'm like, yeah, don't look at the monitor if you don't want to chat.
For all of the NL doesn't read chat nonsense, and I understand why.
We asked for the freaking chat, man.
I understand why you wouldn't want to look at chat as well, because again, they can be rude. But I was like, we gotta look at chat. We're streaming.
Yeah, I'm like, why? We're streaming. Why would we not look at the chat? That was a crazy thing to think about. I thought. You know what? I give you one thing. I pick this up, right? And then you'll be like, okay, why did you pick that up? And
no, I still think it makes sense.
I'll show you the
now.
answer. And then so people at the back, they were asking the question like, the chat keep saying,
what in the world?
Oh my god, it was a freaking lion. Roar! The chat keep saying, do the egg quest, and then I don't understand. It's so boring. Why would chat wants to do the egg quest? And then Ryan was like, oh, because people call me egg. And then Pro Jared was like, what? Don't you get annoyed by people calling you egg? Isn't that rude? And then Ryan's like, I'm used to it now.
I don't remember him saying that. You might have said it.
He said it. It's like, isn't that weird that people call you an egg? Like, don't you find that rude? Like, why are you okay with that kind of thing? But Ryan was like such a nice guy compared to people like concerned about it. It's just like,
you know what? I think it made a great impression on Capcom and Twitch that we had such good turnout. Come back for a sec. I think that they're gonna be like, man, that guy had like a ton of people in the chat that were here. Yeah,
it was really sweet to kind of have our support, like our fans be in the chat, Katerami rolling out, and Lion Dongers raising the roof. It was awesome. Because, you know, you would expect that, like, people who work in that kind of industry would expect, like, oh, Pro Jared has more followers, more subscribers, it must be all Pro Jared's, but nah, man, it was all Lion.
Well, I would say it was all Kate. You're firing shots inadvertently here.
It was mostly Lion Dongers.
There was a lot of Lion support in the chat.
There were a lot
for
of
sure.
Lion
I
Dongers.
appreciate it.
A lot of Ruka supporters.
Let's leave it at the head.
Ruka supporters. Up,
oh,
down, girl. You gotta put in the middle. Like, no. Like in the middle rock? What? Okay, alright.
I wanted to get a pot as well. Let me despawn, respawn.
What? I lose my...
That is correct. I didn't think about that.
Why would you...
Well, I wanted to make it so if I got hit, it wouldn't take away the deal with the devil.
what happens when I get hit?
It doesn't take away the deal with the devil.
When I get hit?
Yeah, you got a spirit art still.
Oh, I see. I didn't see that.
Will we be doing Monster Hunter Generations streams of videos when it comes out?
I think so.
I mean,
I would like to think so.
without getting too into detail, do we have the infrastructure to do that? Let's say that hypothetically I purchased Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS that is not hooked up to a capture unit. Could I insert the SD card into one of the 3DSs with the capture unit?
Yeah.
So we could just, theoretically, we could, at the embargo popping, just start streaming it.
Yeah. I mean, we have 2 3DS capture card. So if you want, to, I mean, the thing is, we don't have 2 split internet connections, so we cannot stream that.
No, we wouldn't be able to both stream, but we could play with each other on stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, basically, what's great about it is that you don't really need to have, like, that person's perspective, because we're just killing 1 monsters together.
We don't need 2 capture cards.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
So you could just be in the party with me.
Yeah.
And then I'll be streaming, and then people will be seeing you gun lancing.
Does Nintendo allow streaming now? I thought they were pissy over that. I mean,
it's not a Nintendo game,
yeah,
it's a Capcom game.
I was kind of under that impression as well, but the truth is it doesn't matter because it's not Nintendo's game. Capcom's.
They're just using the handheld that Nintendo created, but the product is solely belongs to Capcom, not Nintendo. So Nintendo cannot be like, hey, you cannot do that. Because I've been streaming a lot of 3DS games, but none of them were Nintendo games. They were all like Sega, Atlas, Exceed, games that basically uses the 3DS as a platform, but not developed or published by Nintendo. So we good, we good.
Yeah. No, I'd be in for that for sure. I gotta get good anyway. I don't think I'm as bad as I was on the stream, but it wasn't like, you know, the pressure got to me.
Well, it was really hard because we didn't get any input of the game sound.
Yes, we had, first off, no input from the game, which is fine. But also, like the last quest that I did just before that. Hey,
Robbie Ninner.
thank you for the resubscription, Robbie Ninner, and a guppy item. It's so shall it be written, so shall it be done. I think, like, everybody else that was there for sure, definitely, like, Kate Jarrett and Quenchius, had, like, way more Monster Hunter experience. So they tried to balance it so that it wouldn't be, like, the first couple of quests we just steamrolled.
Yeah.
Like, we were a little bit overpowered, so they're like, okay, give him the hard shit. And I was like, I was just doing okay on the normal shit. The hard shit is gonna run me over. And it basically did, but I'm glad I didn't 3-cart that last mission. That would have been bad.
I think it was me. I never really, like, failed the mission. But to be fair, it was freaking hard, man.
Yeah, those were pretty difficult.
It was like Rathalos, was it not? The red dragon?
Once we got into, like, the deviant monster names, I was like, I am not gonna remember this.
Well, to be fair, it's really hard to remember names unless you keep saying over and over again. Because it does not exist in this real world.
Yeah.
You never, you know, when you once only say it, like, say it only once, like, you don't really remember that word anymore.
We fought the Grimclaw Tigrix. We fought the Rathalos. Yeah, we definitely fought Rathalos. We fought Mizutsune.
Yeah.
And I forget the other one.
It was the ground dragon.
We did not fight Tetsukabra, though.
No.
Which is bullshit.
Ryan loves
Because
Tetsukabra.
I got Tetsukabra on lock. You ever need some Tetsukabra armor? I'm your boy. Send me out. Put me in, coach.
Ryan is the Tetsukabra. He farmed Tetsukabra quite a lot. But he did not, he farmed like the easy version, I think. He didn't farm the hard version.
To be honest with you, I really loved Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. But I still don't fully understand that there's, like, hard versions of monsters, and then there's like deviant versions, and then there's your hunter rank, and there's also a G rank.
Those are all different. Like, basically, easy mode is basically monsters doesn't hit you as much when they do like their ultimate move. It doesn't really kill you one hit, where the harder mode, which will be like the deviant for this new upcoming one, they would like one hit KO you even though you have like really good armor, because they're like harder, and then they might be like really like much faster. They might do extra moves, so you thought it was like it would right punch, left punch, and then that will be all. But for harder mode, they might do left punch, right punch, and left kick. So they would like add something to it, like something more difficult. But overall, you know, it's about the same. If you kind of get the rudimentary, then you good. You good, bro.
Man, we need some damage on this run.
G rank, G heal. So like, the G ranks are basically people who I wouldn't say have no life, but they just want to like.
They're dedicated players.
Very dedicated.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I just feel like there's really no need to go that high up with the ranking, but you know,
like the game,
if that's something that you're proud of, then do what you gotta do.
Some people might argue there's no reason to pay $500 to get into E3 just to win.
Just to see Yoshida P.
Just to win that I beat Sephiroth shirt 3 times in a row.
Yo, bitch! I freaking.
You only got it once, Kate. You're cool in my books.
I only got once because I didn't want to play with all this like people. The person who was explaining, she was like, "Oh my god, you guys actually play the game! Thank God!" Because there were so many people who do not play. They just like want to try Final Fantasy 14 out, so they don't even know any mechanic, and then they'll try to kill the Sephiroth, and they just die multiple times. So it's really hard to explain them how the game works. So I'm like, man, if I was signed up with all these people did not know how to play Final Fantasy 14, it doesn't matter. In 8-9 party, one person being good doesn't matter, man. I'll just die. So I felt blessed having that party with me. So there is no way I'm gonna be. Also, the line was like 3 hours long, so fuck that. In a way, I'm like, you know what the smartest move would have been? Like, just get that t-shirt design, print it out, go to the custom-made t-shirt shop, just ask them to print that shit.
Or just pay one of those dudes to wait in line for you.
And then they will just make the t-shirt, and then bam, you got the t-shirt. You don't have to wait 3 hours. Surely you have to pay, but you know it's not gonna be $600.
Okay, can you use Razor Blade? It takes red hearts. So
yeah.
you could get Whore of Babylon if you wanted to.
Baby.
Seems sensible to me.
Baby, oh baby. Freaking mushrooms, man. Scary. Good. Woo! But there was a guy who was just screaming his lungs out, like, woohoo! Basically, he was the slamming guy.
He was totally the Ethan Bradbury of the Final Fantasy 14 area. But again,
it was literally one dude versus like 50.
In keeping with the Northernlion brand, dude spent a lot of money to be there. There's no reason he shouldn't be able to geek out as much as he wants. But he was negatively impacting my experience.
I was right next to him, and it did really create a negative noise environment because my ears did hurt quite a lot. He should be like, there's no need to freaking scream when there's only 50 people right there, and then he was just screaming his lungs out. And then he's like, oh my god! I love this piece! Or he says song, but it's not a song, it's a piece. And then it was just like one of the OST of like Final Fantasy, I guess, franchise. And I'm like, yo, if you love it so much, go to YouTube and listen to it, or buy the album. Just don't scream and just like, oh my god!
God Logicaster, thank you for the subscription.
For 4 months in a row! Are you tapping your legs?
Yes.
Could you not? Thank you. Thank you for the resub. Get a rollout!
I'm not gonna harp on that guy. That guy was living his dream. Was he annoying?
Yes.
100%. But you know what?
Maybe we should have contained him in his own bubble so he would actually understand how.
Well, I
that
did
was.
what I should have done in the first place and just walked away.
Yeah,
so.
you abandoned your wife and walked away, man.
Abandon my wife?
I never seen you that angry.
I said I can't be here and I have an appointment in 10 minutes anyway, so I'm just gonna go to that.
Yeah, but then you never abandoned me.
Well, the other reason I had to text you is because like 12 people pushed in front of us to go see the old Japanese man in the box give his patch notes live on the stream.
Dude, he's not old, man.
He's probably in his 50s.
Yo, that's not old, man.
You, every morning, you say, oh, I'm 24, I'm getting up there.
You're not Yoshi P.
See, it's a level of fandom I don't understand. It's idolatry is what it is.
Dollar Tree?
Idolatry.
Oh, I thought you said it was Dollar Tree.
It's not the Dollar Tree.
I would prefer
They're
Dollar
making millions
Tree,
of
though.
dollars.
Yo, if you're 50 and you look like Yoshi P, you should be thankful.
Yeah, I'll be like, man, thank God we got that surgery that makes me Japanese and gives me hair that looks like K-pop superstar.
Yo, are you dissing Yoshi P's
I'm not
hair,
dishing,
man?
Kate. You're becoming the person in line. You have to be able to joke at their expense. You know, that's they're human beings. They're targets for satire, just like anybody else.
No one can touch Yoshi P.
If I can't poke a little bit of fun at a 50-year-old man who has hair like Chris Angel, then what is the world coming to?
It's not a Chris Angel, it's Yoshi P hairstyle. Dollar Tree is the only place I can find sprayable cheese. That's so gross.
You should be able
cheese.
to get it at the grocery store.
No, like there was no moment in my life that I thought, oh, I could really use spread cheese or sprayable cheese.
Actually, spray cheese is pretty gross. Where's these deals with the devil, man?
That's like 2/10 of Ryan actual get pissed. that's actual like not happy.
You're about to see me at 3 out of 10, unless you explain what the heck we're doing here, doing our backtracking.
Yo, man.
What are we looking for?
There might be a. See, that's the room that I wanted. You don't even know.
What's the point?
And then when at the Final Fantasy 14, the life letter, that was Ryan like 8 out of 10.
I was an 8 yesterday when we were in the taxi, and I told the dude I'd pay by Visa.
I was like 10 out of 10.
But
that guy was so rude.
Taxis, of course, have a bad reputation here, as in many places. We don't have Uber yet. So the dude's like, hey, that'll be $31. I'm like, oh, on Visa, please.
Because we actually need the receipt.
Well, let me set the stage. And then he's like, man, I'm telling you, we're so fed up with this Visa shit. And MasterCard too. And then old Northernlion would have been like, oh, okay, well, what do you want me to do? New Northernlion, who's had enough of this bullshit, just remained silent. And then he said something in a language that was not English to the person he was talking to on a cell phone.
Yeah.
He definitely said Visa in that language.
Yeah.
And I held my ground.
I bet he said like another customer with Visa.
And then I just stayed silent. And eventually he just handed me the machine. And I was like, alright, we're okay now. But come on, man.
He was so pissed.
It's extremely insulting.
It is very rude. I need, actually, if anyone knows the person that I can contact to bring Uber ASAP to Vancouver, please let me know. I would be signing my name in that list, because I need Uber ASAP. Like, taxis in Vancouver, I don't know about other regions in Canada or whatnot. The law is freaking wear the seatbelts, alright? But they do not wear seatbelts. Nobody, I have not seen a freaking taxi driver wearing a seatbelt. And we take taxi all the time.
Does not happen. There's no seatbelts.
No seatbelts. They just do not wear seatbelts. And they drive so, like, violently.
What happened to Teratoma?
Teratoma is Teratomo. So there will be moments that I'm just like, you know, people get paranoid about planes thinking that they will die by crashing. You know what? If that fear is 6 out of 10, I get like 8 out of 10 fear during taxi ride because they drive like they want to drive through red lights for some reason. Like it's freaking clear red lights.
I actually think it's gotten a little bit worse since they instituted the flat rule from the airport.
Yeah.
Because now they're like, well, I only get paid X amount for this, so I might as well finish it as fast as possible so I can take another fare. But yeah, we've had some pretty bad. That was a clutch move right there. But we've had some pretty bad taxi rides lately.
They try to drive through red lights, and I'm just like, what are you trying to do? I can actually call freaking police right now inside of your cab.
You don't have to take it to that level.
Well,
we have to coexist
I'm
with these
insulted,
people
man.
in every role. You know how to get in the car, put all your valuable stuff in his car, put your life in his hands, and then be like, I'm gonna call the cops on you for not wearing your seatbelt. That's a little tone deaf.
Well, no, more like if you drive through a red light, I'm gonna call police because you're gonna kill me.
You gotta be on the same page here. Like, we're all in this, we're all human beings.
Oh my god, what do I do? First I use this. And my body is all red. And then I take this. Alright boys, here we go. But I want to know, like, the contact to bring Uber to Vancouver ASAP. Go! Ball of chain. You can do it.
Old NL's trying to compromise? It's not really a compromise. If Uber was in Vancouver, I would use it 100% over taxis in a heartbeat. I understand Uber is not without concerns, but, like, there is a concern that you get in an Uber with someone who will murder you. But I think the odds of being murdered by a car accident with a terrible taxi driver right now
is much higher.
It's actually, like, probably 60 to 70% of the time I get in a taxi, I'm like, this guy is not following the rules of the road. He's gonna get me in trouble here. And at least in the US, every Uber we took, I was like, this guy's doing it. He wants a 5-star rating. He's driving nicely. He's, you know, hey, is the temperature fine for you? He's not talking on his cell phone.
And then we don't have to be like, oh, we'll pay by Visa. And then they'll be like, oh, Visa.
Also, when you get an Uber, it's there in like 5 minutes. When you call a taxi, they're like, we'll send the nearest one to you. But anyway.
Also, they're much cheaper, so.
Yeah, but even if taxis could compromise and like hit the level of service that a person who does it on an amateur level could hit, I would be okay paying taxi prices, although I'd be lying if I said it wasn't another benefit.
Woo! Living dangerously. I feel like my dead bird doesn't even activate when I get hit.
Slow run.
Very much so. Alright. At least you didn't kill a fly this time. You know what? No, it's a tower. Uptown girl, living in the uptown boy. Pulls help. No, 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 no. No, I'm dead. Oh! Guppy brought me back, baby. Oh, I'm dead. Psych! That was the warm-up.
Well, we may have time for me as
I... Psych! That was a warm-up.
Oh, Lord. We do have a car, but it's usually cheaper to just taxi to the airport and taxi back than to park at the airport and leave it there for the few days that we're gone. Money, 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 money. Well, 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 thank you.
Fuck!
It's over. Who was your favorite character in Finding Dory? It says the donation's from me, which is not.
Oh, it's the octopus guy, obviously. Gerald.
Hank.
Gerald.
Gerald is the sea lion. As the sea lions.
Yeah.
Those are not octopus.
Yeah. That's why I said,
Okay.